always talked about this beautiful place, and I want to thank those ladies and gentlemen who came together when the place was threatened to be closed. We rolled up our sleeves, we reached our hands in the cushion of our couches, and we came up with $1.5 million to make sure that this place can stay open. And you can continue to be swinging in 60s. So thank you so much. I love you, I appreciate you. This is a great center. Keep doing great things.
We have our assemblywoman, and I have to say it right because I get yelled at all the time, Maritza Davila, who is here and who has to run home, believe it or not, and cook for her husband. And we as women who know how to balance everything know she's still a strong woman. And we're going to introduce her. And I'm going to pass it to Maria, who knows her very well.
Thank you for being with us today. Good evening, everyone. What a wonderful day. Congratulations to all the honorees. And congratulations for all the milestones. This center represents a lot of milestones in Williamsburg. And all of which you all fought for and won, right? Not too long ago we were fighting because this very place was going to be sold off and you guys were not going to have a center. But guess what? You fought the fight and you're here. Thank you for that. Thank you. But this has been going on for decades. To all of the trailblazers that are here today, thank you for making life much easier for me and other elected officials that are here today because of all of you. Gracias. I want to especially thank Jan. Jan is one of those trailblazers that has been here fighting for women's rights and always putting you on the forefront. And when she said, I have to go home and cook for my husband, that is completely true. Because unfortunately, 3 or 4 days out of the week, I am not home. He's doing his own cooking. So, you know, we have to share the responsibility in the household. But I am just really honored to be here today. I'm honored. I'm Maria Aragona. I know her mom, Angela, for years. I saw this young lady grow up to be a wonderful attorney. The amount of people that are here from either Cooper Park, the Senior Center, from the community at large. Thank you once again for being here. Thank you for supporting all of those trailblazers. I bought certificates for each and every one of you. I wish I was here to present them myself. But believe me, it comes from el corazón, where we say the heart. God bless all of you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
This man actually is a founder of the Swinging 60s Center way back in 1972, 73, 74, and he is still here because, like me, we thought we came here to help you all, and you all kept us. So this is Marty Needleman, who is the head of legal services from here and who did all this work for the center.
This is really like a reunion. It's very, very special and very moving for all of us. It was just an honor to be a part of the founding of the center. The struggle with Jan and I were very much involved in the battle to get this done. The world didn't want to see a senior center or a daycare center here. They're afraid that the rest of the world was going to come in and destroy the neighborhood. Just the opposite. This has become a pillar of the community. Tilly, I always think of Tilly and the others here who are being recognized today. And it's just a very special occasion. We should all be very, very proud of this pillar of our community, which has sustained it and grown it. and kept us the community that we really wanted to be. So again, it's just been an honor to be part of it, and it's a great day today. I'm sorry I'm a Sabbath observer, so I have to leave early, but I'm sorry you're going to miss more of this. Yeah.
Thank you everybody for coming today. We're here 50 years later because a group of women got together and fought during a challenging time where many people were against them, including their own people in the Italian American community. But we're here to celebrate and to tribute their work and the work of those who came after to build this place that we have today, the Small World Daycare and the Swingin' Sixties Senior Center. And I'd like to introduce Assemblyman Lentoil, who was here during that time, although he doesn't look so. He was here during that time that these women fought.
And you were not? So she didn't introduce herself. This is Maria Aragona. And she is your MC today. And it's devolved upon me as I guess the elder statesman elected official to also be the master of ceremonies. But I want to tell you just this. I was one of those people who was the naysayer from the beginning, because the community came to me and wanted to be, they said, this can't be happening, this isn't real. And I said, well, I don't know, it sounds real to me. But we took a position at the time that sounded something like this. They told Jan and the rest of the folks that we're going to get a center and it's going to be funded. So you mean to say that they're telling you that we're from the government and we're here to help you? So we felt a little bit suspicious about this in the beginning. But once it began rolling and we saw the lights go on in all the women's faces who were part of this, because, by the way, there were a few men, and you saw a picture of Frank Creda. He was the district leader at the time, and he was against it too at the beginning. But we did come forward and say, yes, 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 this is something that we should have. These people are right, they're strong, and they're able. And they're going to do this, and we're going to be with you all the way. I want to introduce two folks that are here. Senator Marty DeLon, would you stand up and take a bow? And the district leader of the 53rd Assembly District, Tommy Torres. The first awardee is Francis Russo Anella, founder and original board member of the Conselyea Street Block Association. And we're going to ask the family to step up and please accept this award. Please accept this citation as well for your mom. Thank you.
On behalf of my mother, I'm Joanne Anella Manna. I don't think any family had more connection to the Conselyea Street Block Association than mine did. My mother was a member, my mother-in-law was a member, my sister-in-law Tilly Tarantino was a member, my sister-in-law Millie LaChopa. I'm married to Philip Manna, and this is my daughter Christina. The Conselyea Street Block Association for 50 years was our life. We tolerated it, we drove them places, and I thank God it's here, because it helped us to become the women we are today, go back to school, we had health care, and I hope by now my name is on the waiting list for the center. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next honoree, I know she's here, in spite of her loss, Anna Barone, founder and original board member of the Conselyea Street Block Association. Anna Barone, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not hiding, Jan. I'm pleased and honored and humbled to accept. I am pleased, honored, and humbled to accept this award. As I reflect back to the early years of Conselyea Street Block Association, the project was so big, and so was I. Being pregnant with a big belly in front of me, fighting with all these women, trying to overcome obstacles and to bring accomplishment to our neighborhood. I would like to thank the women of Conselyea Street Block Association, those who are here today and those who are not, especially Jan Peterson and the group that put this together. Thank you again. I want to speak for Anna Mae Pecora. She was one of my greatest friends, and I know today she has passed on to God. I know she did a lot for this community and was very active with Conselyea Street Block Association. So thank you very much on her behalf.
Thank you. Agnes Grappone, Conselyea Street Block Association founder and original board member.
Linda Muley. I'm Agnes's granddaughter. I grew up on Conselyea Street. I remember Jan very well. That was a household name. Jan this, Jan that, Jan. You were an idol in our house. And a hero to my grandmother, my mother, my sister, and I. Hi, Joanne. The one other person I know. Our forebears. It's Old Home Week, for real. This was a very, very big deal way back when. You know, women didn't really do stuff like start senior centers and daycare centers and buck the establishment and fight with politicians. And my grandmother and these wonderful, wonderful group of ladies did it, and we should all be very proud of them. And I'm sure the ones that are gone would be thrilled that you're all here, that it's still going, and that their legacy is complete. And thank you for inviting me. It was really very wonderful to be here.
Now we do have a board member, original founder of the Conselyea Street Block Association, Carmela Mililachiopa.
Well, it's very emotional for all of us here. And this is what happens when the community comes together. We're all a community here. And everyone who are the original founding members, who are here, who are not here, they were all inspirations to us, especially my mom. She made us the strong women we are today. My Aunt Joanne was right. It was a family. It was a family experience. We were all connected. We were all involved in it, from little kids sitting on the stoop, having espresso. Many of our neighbors who have moved away are here. The long talks, the meetings that were held on the stoop. This is an example of when you set your eyes on something, when you have a lofty goal in mind, when you get together for the right reasons, it will happen. And I thank my mother and everyone who is involved in getting this center, Small World Daycare. It has helped the community tremendously. And I only hope to be the woman that my mom was and continues to be, and be an example.
When people come to me and ask me who's your hero in life, I, without missing the heartbeat, say my mom, because she taught me that no matter where you are in life and what your goals are, even if there's adversity in your life, you just push on and you keep going and you don't stop. And I have to say, Mom, you're my hero, and I want to thank you, and I want to thank all the members of this wonderful association. I remember, I was the youngest of the crew, but I remember the story of everyone packing into a Volkswagen Beetle, and I remember being up at Small World and them telling me, sit on the toilet bowl and see if you could reach the toilet paper. And I remember the meetings on the stoop and going in and making coffee and bringing it out. And I remember the men sitting on a different stoop and just letting the women do their thing. So thank you to all the members who are here and those who aren't. And thank you to my mom, and have fun tonight.
So our next honoree is Margaret LaPola, founder and original board member of the Conselyea Street Block Association.
I'm going to try and not cry. Being here tonight is such a bittersweet experience for me. I feel intense pride, yet sadness too, that my mother is not here in person to witness this outpouring of appreciation, recognition, and affection. But I know she is here in spirit, in the very building that she was so very proud of, in the center that she fought for and helped establish. This neighborhood meant the world to my mother. And wherever she went, she was proud to say she was from Williamsburg. In her final hours in hospice, slipping in and out of consciousness, a smile came to her lips and she clearly uttered the words, Conselyea Street. I have no doubt that this was a reviewing that she was going through, a time and place in her life that brought her the most joy and satisfaction. When her later years brought her to South Florida, Mom continued to work for the whole community, especially causes benefiting women and seniors. Yet her heart never left Brooklyn, especially Williamsburg. A year before she died, Mom, at the age of 88, had a wish granted by the nonprofit Wish of a Lifetime Foundation. This wonderful organization fulfills the long-held desires of seniors nationwide. Wish of a Lifetime arranged for an all-expense-paid 3-day VIP trip to Washington, D.C., where my mother was allowed to shadow her congressman. This full political immersion course was right up Margaret's alley. She was quickly hustled to a closed-door Foreign Relations Committee hearing on Benghazi, took notes while Congressman Ted Deutsch met with various groups, spoke with and heard the concerns of some constituents, and had lunch with him in the invitation-only congressional members' dining room hall. Even in failing health, my mother was a petite dynamo, walking the long halls of the House of Representatives, ignoring any physical challenges she faced. Congressman Deutsch remarked about her physical, incredible stamina and energy, especially at 88. The reason, why I'm telling you this, the reason this amazing wish was granted, my mother believed, was because of what she shared with the Foundation Selection Committee during one of her many interviews. She told them all about how she was part of a determined group of neighborhood women who over 40 years ago was inspired by Jan Peterson to believe their voices could make a difference and bring about positive change in the community. She told them how she was most proud of being part of the fight to bring this very center into existence. My mother was the most woke person I've ever known. And she used to credit her raised civic and social consciousness to Jan Peterson. That's who she credits it all her life. And to involvement in the National Congress of Neighborhood Women and the Conselyea Street Block Association. She was honored to be among those neighborhood pioneers who were celebrated tonight. She wore this pin proudly that I'm wearing right now. And it says, as I lost my place, it reads, "Well-behaved women rarely make history." I'm proud that back then, women and some supportive men had the courage and determination, like my mother did, to not believe according to societal demands of the time. And I'm proud that she, along with a group of fellow determined neighbors, were able to change the whole community for the better, and in their own small way, as this button says, make history.
Next, Amalia Malimana, Conselyea Street Block Association founder and original board member. This is a very sad presentation because we certainly expected her to be here tonight and wanted her to be here tonight, but God thought otherwise. But I know she's watching us now, and I'd like whoever comes up, Anna May Pecora, a founder and original board member of the Conselyea Street Block Association.
I'm accepting this award in her name.
Thank you, sweetie. The next person to be awarded this honor tonight is the founder and organizer of the Conselyea Street Block Association. Everyone has talked about it, and she deserves all the praise that we're about to heap upon her. Jan Peterson. I don't think she has anything to say.
Yeah, I won't say a lot, but I think you have some idea that I came here as a young woman, and I thought I was coming for a short period of time. I even got fired from the settlement house, and we took the whole program out of the settlement house and opened up in what's now a pizza place. But this neighborhood changed me forever. And because of it, and that's one of the reasons that I wanted to work with the women here to do this event, is because even though our organization has gone from doing local to national to international, there is not a moment that I don't realize that I was able to grow to do what I've done because of what I've learned from all of you, and I just want to thank you for that. And this for people that think I don't have a family, I was raised here, and my niece, Krista, who lives here now, so even my niece lives here, and we own a house here, so thank you.
Thank you. Our next awardee, Elizabeth Speranza, founder and original board member of the Conselyea Street Block Association. Mr. Fola will accept.
And she would love this whole celebration, so thank you for honoring her.
The next awardee, founder, Conselyea Street Block Association, Marianne Variali.
Hi, this is Marianne. She's my cousin, my mom's cousin. She was a Spitfire, like many of the women who are being honored today. I'm sorry that she can't be here, but I'm glad to accept this on her behalf.
Now the next one I think you know very well, but she's not here either. But certainly she is watching this, I guarantee it. Founder and original board member, Conselyea Street Block Association, Tilly Tarantino.
I guess all I'd like to say is thank everyone here, because my mother loved this place. It was her life, along with my relatives, and I know she's smiling there today, especially that this center is alive and staying alive, and it wasn't closed. So thanks to everyone here and to Jan for making them what they were and helping, and this hopefully we can all come to in a few years.
Because we're switching now from the founders on Conselyea Street who fought for the center, and we of course didn't spell out all the odds they fought against, which we're not going to tonight, but are there any memories, a few people that would like to say what was it like when they all organized? Or do you think you got enough of that already with the first part? You might have gotten enough with the people speaking, but if there's anybody that is just dying to say something, speak. Yeah, you're a shy bunch. Okay, that's it? Nobody has any memories that's just dying to say anything? Because this was a community of turmoil. When Joey said that there was candlelight against, when Joan Value signed petitions for it and against it, right? When we had people up and down, people were fighting all over this neighborhood. People were told, there are people here that were told their children would not make it to school if they kept fighting for this center. I just want to say is that this is written up in books. It's at Smith College. It's a major point that people all over the country, this was in the New York Times, it was in magazines, this was a very important time in the 70s to see that working class women stood up about the issues that mattered to them. Not just equal rights and abortion and gay rights that the traditional women's movement, they were talking about their movement. So it is a seminal moment. I just want to underline that. And those stories are really unbelievable, and we have a lot of it on film.
Now that you raised the topic, I came to this neighborhood to make up.
And who are you?
I'm Christine Nerskasey, and I did Metropolitan Avenue, and I was the first director of the National Congress of Neighborhood Women. And I came to this neighborhood first, and I think in 1973, and I met Jan. And I said, hey, I'm interested in making a film about working class women and their issues. And I can't find anything going on all over Manhattan. And Jan said, come with me and I'll introduce you to these women. And I stayed around 8 years later. 8 years. But I met the woman, when I first met the woman from the Conselyea Street Association, I had to make a big decision. I was either going to go to NYU Graduate Film School or stay in this neighborhood and work at the National Congress of Neighborhood Women. And it was Jan and the woman from the Conselyea Street Block Association who made me want to stay here, and I don't regret it to this day. Thank you.
And we're not going to say a lot more about the Block Association, but the fact is, that sounds like a little rinky-dink thing, right? A block association. But the fact is they organized the first block association over here. And then after that, many, 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 like Power Street where Maria is and Skillman and everybody. And if we had them now, Michael from St. Nick's, if we had block associations, we would have a much safer and more communal community. So I just want to say that what they did, this was door to door, up and down the steps, around the neighborhood. People were knowing each other and working together. So it's really a very important model for now as well as then.
And if I could add something, you not only created it here, but block associations grew up all around the neighborhood as a consequence of what happened here. And they've died out, and they should be brought back. Okay. Next honoree, original board member, Angie Giglio, and Ann Giordano will accept for her. Oh, is the honoree?
Sorry, it's going to be 4 years that my mom's gone next week, so this is very emotional for me. I was blessed to be loved by two incredibly strong women who, despite tremendous hardship, persevered. Women who never lost hope, who innately understood that we're all connected to each other, that we all have a voice, and that we all have a responsibility to make those voices heard. That no matter how different we are, basically we're all the same, and we all want the same thing for our families and our communities. Listening to all this, I remember being a 4-year-old, 4 or 5 years old, being dragged from meeting to meeting, sitting around Elizabeth Speranza's dining room table, and all I wanted to do was go home and watch television. And my mother and my grandmother were together. My dad worked nights, so I was with them. And I didn't realize the lifelong lessons that I was being taught by all of these incredible women. Women who were like my mom, like my grandmother, who didn't go to college. I mean, my mother graduated from the Neighborhood Women College program. My grandmother graduated college. My grandmother, who probably had 6th or 7th grade education, graduated the National Congress Littoral College. They were just an inspiration to me. Every woman at that table was an inspiration to me. So sitting here and looking at all of you, and it just brings back so many memories of being a child and then how honored I am to have known these incredible women. So I'm dedicating this to all the ordinary women out there who, despite incredible obstacles and odds, found the strength to do extraordinary things. Their courage, and for the love they have for their communities, for their families. May their lights continue to shine and illuminate the path for those of us who come next, because God knows this world still needs it. Thank you.
Original board member Francis Palmentieri, Conselyea Street Block Association. The family's here, I know that. Come on up, Louis.
On behalf of this place, it reminds me of coming here. My mother, go, Nanny made you some, go pick it up. Nice eggplant, good memories. And she would have been honored. Thank you.
The next honoree, original board member and first president of the Conselyea Street Block Association, Gil Fashina.
Yes. Thank you. My sister has to leave, she's over there, but he would love this. He loved working with all those women.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Mr. Jerry Esposito, I am accepting this award for his mother. He's a little under the weather, and he sends his apologies, and he's very, very honored that his mother had the opportunity to work with such a wonderful group and accomplish such great things. Thank you.
Now, there are many people that need to be thanked in the world of Small World and the world of Swinging 60s. But this one, it really in particular, I think deserves this special award. Would you come up, Agnes DeGruccio? For your decades of service to Small World Daycare Center. Please accept this. Mike Rochford, everybody.
I always give the mic to Mike. Thank you, Joseph. As the executive director, I also want to thank Agnes. She's devoted her adult professional life to serving our community and caring for children. And Agnes knows this, but for parents to entrust their child to a daycare center or a school, they have to have a real certain understanding of the person and the people that are responsible. And Agnes, I've had the pleasure to work with her for 2 or 3 years. I saw her dedication and commitment, and she made the center over, how many years was it, Agnes? 30 years. So it's quite an accomplishment. I also inspired by the founders, by Jan and the women that led to the creation of the center, and we hope we can continue to fulfill that. But it's people like Agnes that every day for over 30 years made that happen for over a generation of this community. So we thank you very much. And Joe, if you could get the flowers.
To thank Agnes for her decades of service to the children in Small World Daycare.
Hi, I'm John, the third director of the Swinging Sixties. The third of all those years. Okay, honored. And the person who served under all three is part of my family. Her name is Lucille Montana. I want to introduce her. When my son was born, real story. When my son was born, I wanted to call Tilly and the center to tell I had a child. Lucille picked up the phone, right? And she said to me, what? You got $1 million. Well, she's $1 million.
Thank you. I have to say that I had the privilege of working with two great people. One, Tilly Tarantino, may she rest in peace, and John Pell, which I love very much. Long live Swinging Sixties. Peace.
Lucille, thank you so much for coming tonight and for your many years of service. We know that our centers and our operations don't run because there's fine people like John and Tilly. They run because there's people supporting them, and you did that here, and you were loved at the center, and we're so grateful to have had your service to our community.
When you build a daycare center, there's always somebody who comes on board first and sets the tone for what it's going to be like. And we had a great one. Josephine Soriano, would you come up and please accept this award? For serving Small World Daycare Center in its inception.
Thank you, everyone. I want to congratulate all the women and original men who dedicated so much of their time and efforts to make our community great. I was the first daycare director. I gave it my all, but I had a fantastic team. And especially, well, the sister of my family counselor is here, Michelle Ficina Rufrano, just had to leave, but she was the family counselor who got all the neighborhood's children into the center. So, and also Anna Barone is here. She worked closely with me. Anna, where are you? Okay. Well, I just want to thank you for remembering. We gave it our all. I had to leave. You had no union back then, and my husband had no coverage, so I had to move on. But I would have stayed forever. I know that Agnes carried the torch and did a fantastic job. And thank you.
Thank you, Josephine.
I did not expect all this. Oh, look, Dynamic Parents Association, and here's proof. Ray Leonza, how you fought and all. The old, right?
There's one other staff person. She was honored as a founder, and she's known to all of us for her work in getting this center open. She was the first, the executive director of Swinging Sixties. Thank you, Jen. I knew her for 30 years as a member of the Greenpoint Renaissance Enterprise Corporation, And she was another person, it's been said before, but I saw it exhibited in the work of the Greenpoint Renaissance Enterprise Corporation. There's a plaque which Jan and neighbor women placed on the buildings, as they did for the other women that were very instrumental in the redevelopment of the center. So we just want to acknowledge and thank Tilly for her work and her family. And Angela, is Angela? Angela, we have, if we could, we have one more. On behalf of the center, thank you so much, Angela.
Okay, so last reflections quickly is that what actually you now have known that there's two big battles that have led to this center, right? One is the women of Conselyea Street, then the people that actually built it and set a certain tone about community, and then you know that now St. Nicholas has taken over the center for the next stage because we had to win buying the building. Recently we have bought and win the redevelopment that is now up to millions of dollars. So Mike is the overall director of St. Nick's. So there's been two major battles that the whole neighborhood's been involved in. And so we're obviously focusing on the initial one. And I would just like to hear quickly now, what does the center now mean? Now mean to you? And I know we have people here, Alice from the community board. I think it would be very helpful to hear from the, because this is not just a daycare and senior citizen center. This is the place that this neighborhood meets with the community planning board. All of the hearings are held, many are held here. The Italian Heritage Group meets here. The other, UNOS I saw was meeting here. And I think you're like a founder of the bocce tournament, are you not? And we now have started a series of, here he's showing me, Julie out on film. So this center is a real community center. And I would just like to hear a couple of comments so that we don't think it's just a daycare and senior citizen center. This is a community center. Who would like to say something on behalf of the community board? That was you, Alice. I'm not putting her on the spot. This is a tough woman. And how many people are here from the community board? Come on. I know, stand up. Stand up, people that are here from community board 1. Tish was just here. Tish. We come here every month and people meet in between. And this is we have an incredible chair. And guess what? She's a woman. Alice.
Thank you, Jan. It's a pleasure to be here and to hear all the history of what brought us to this date. And I can't say enough about how much the center means to us, because this is where we have our community board meetings, and when we have hearings that our office won't accommodate, we make arrangements to have our meeting here so we can have more of the public involved. So I would like to thank the founders for doing this, because if, like you said, we need more tenant associations, because we don't have communities like we used to have. We don't have neighbors like we used to have. And those were the grounds and the foundations for getting things done in our community. So with community board, we are still trying to get things done. And I'd like to thank Jan and the founders and the people that's still here, that they had this incredible idea to have a daycare center and a senior citizen center. Because you imagine some people went to the daycare center and now they're coming to the senior center. Okay, so that's great when we can establish things in our community that can take us through generations. So it was an honor to be here, and Jan, I'd like to thank you and your committee for doing a wonderful job with this. I'd like to thank Assemblyman Lenthor for presiding over this. I'd like to thank our Senator DeLon for being here and standing here and making sure he got the right mic. Thank you all. Have a good evening.
From the Italian Heritage. Dominic, I came here last night. This is an incredible group. How many people are involved with the Italian Heritage Group? Stand up. I know you're here. I said, we love culture. We love the ethnic diversity. We love to celebrate it.
Hello everyone, my name is Dominic Shangula. I'm not sure if everybody knows, but the Sons of Italy, the Order Sons of Italy in America, we're local lodge here, Daughters and Sons of Italian Heritage. We meet here every month. It's the first Tuesday of every month, so please come if you're interested. I'm sure you should be, but come down. You don't have to be Italian. You could be whatever, but we meet here. You can join. You can join. Anybody can join. All right, you can come next week. But we've been meeting here every month for the last 20, 30, 40 years, 40 years. Actually, it's our 40th anniversary this year, so it's a very long time. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for having us here, of course, and congratulations to everyone on all their achievements. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Somebody here from the seniors, any seniors that want to say why this is an important place to you? Come on, what's senior? You've been sitting quiet all night. Where are you? This is a noisy bunch. I know. How about you, Marie Casella? Come on. Go on, say it. You got to say it to the mic so they can hear you.
It's been my privilege to know Jan Peterson and a lot of the people that were here. The fighting they did, the walking they did. I was part of it at one point when we were called in the street by names, go home and cook. When the men who said go home and don't burn your bras, we don't need this woman in the neighborhood. But you know, all these things that went on. But this center, now that I'm of age, and I have to thank one of my friends for bringing me here, Camilla, and her sister, Rosanna, and Tony of all people. I have a wonderful time here. I meet with people. It brings out a part of my day, and it causes no depression that I have no longer a husband and everything else. So you could talk, you could laugh, you say dirty jokes. We say a lot of things that we shouldn't say. But we have a wonderful time, and I really have to thank the ladies. They're wonderful.
She's bringing up the fact that in reality, the original plan was to have a daycare center, but because there was so much fighting going on, Louis Mezenot was part of a group that said, you know, if we had a senior center, then the people in this neighborhood would like it better. So she's remembering, and she's speaking in Italian, she's saying Louis Mezenot was the person that actually wanted to add the senior center. See, we could go on, but I wanted you to hear from the seniors, and I know that you ate food tonight from Carmine's, you ate food tonight from Jerry's. They were all in our daycare center.
Before we hear from Senator Dilan, I'd like the members of the Conselyea Street Block Association, the officers and the members that are here to step up so they can receive this award. 2 awards, one from Senator Dilan and one from Assemblyman Lenthal. And so, this is a proclamation that I'm not going to read. So you're stepping in the shoes of all that went before you, Phil.
Yes.
And receiving this proclamation and this resolution.
It's also a proclamation and a resolution officially from the New York State Senate will be forthcoming, but that will be a joint resolution with the State Assemblyman Joe Lenthal, and that'll be coming to the organization and also to each of the honorees here tonight. But now that I have the mic, I'm not giving it back because Joe's been hogging it all night. But I really want everyone to know that I was born in Williamsburg in 1950, and I went to PS 196, Mesros and Bushwick, and my father bought a grocery store from an Italian individual named Sam Titolo. I don't know if everybody knows him, but we also sold many Italian products for many, many years here in this community. So I was born and raised right here. I was actually born at St. Catherine's Hospital. Who remembers St. Catherine's Hospital? That's where I was born. So I want you to know that I have been a part of this community for a long time. And to the founding members and those 11 women, I just want to say God bless all of you, because you have made this a better community. Thank you all. But I want to say that Joe Lento takes care of me up in Albany. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you so much. Okay, that's so nice of you.
Good evening, everyone. I bring the bestest wishes from District Attorney Eric Gonzalez and a citation here. And it's to the Conselyea Street Block Association on the occasion of your 50th anniversary of your founding. On behalf of the residents of Brooklyn, I acknowledge your unwavering dedication and efforts to improving the well-being and prosperity of our residents and your commitment to community building in our diverse borough of Brooklyn. As the Kings County District Attorney, I commend your tireless efforts in creating a space for all generations through the development of the Swinging Sixties Senior Center and the Small World Early Child Care Center. Thank you again.
This is the committee that spent the last year trying to write the stories, get the information, put the things together, and going to every business in this community to help provide the food you had tonight.
It was a pleasure getting this all together, okay? I'm very honored to live here all my life, okay? Because the people were very generous in this community. So we will give them our special thanks. But my thanks to Marie Aragona, who's endless, working every night, every day, even with working in her own job, found time to make this such a success. With Jan Peterson, naturally, we had to calm her down a little bit. Yeah. But anyway, without Jan, Maria, and the group, and all the other ones, if I should forget any names, I just want to say thank you. And we are going to have the drawing now, and also cake and